Hi guys, you're welcome back to the Aura Portia. So today I'm going to make my hair, and the reason for making this hair is that I spontaneously decided to go to Tokyo to have a break for about a week because I've realized that every time I plan to travel or every time I plan to take a break, I never do. So I am going to base on my spontaneity from now onwards because that is the best way to approach this. So I have to make my hair since I am a DIY girl. I make my own hair. So I have this mirror in front of me, another mirror at my back, and I have my extensions stand here that I can take the extensions from. Yeah. I'll see you at the end of the journey. It's always difficult making your own hair because I have to keep my hands up high. But see you at the end.
So I started with my back, and always I start braiding my hair from the back. There are people who braid from the front, but I'm unable to do that, so I always start from the back, which can be quite challenging because I have to look in the mirror to get a straight line. I usually get it straight and then I mess it up because of course I can't really see. So it takes a great deal of time. But this is always the beginning, and then I have to lock it in and then continue with the braiding because it is me that I've got no one else, and I have to make this happen. So I had to do what the girl had to do, and this was just the beginning. You won't imagine how long I spent on this hair, really, but the journey was worth the while. So let's go. The decision to go to Tokyo came with some responsibilities, and this was the first one I had to execute because of course I have to look the part.
If you're watching me, this is your sign to start making your own hair. Because I never knew I could get here. I never knew I could even be able to hold my own hair and make it up. Now I do. I make my own hair every time. And it's a nice feeling. Okay. Sometimes it's difficult. When I started making my hair, I really did not care about the pattern. I just make it anyway, and it sometimes turned out very ugly, but I did not give up. And that's when I was done. I started making my hair. Even though I did not know I was going to travel like soon, I just decided to do it from cover period. So I started making cornrows with my sister's hair, which was like very short. But it wasn't a barrier. I was able to do it. And with time, I decided to try it on my own hair. My hair is very hard. So.
I always had issues with hairstylists because of the texture of my hair. It was difficult keeping composure during braiding.
I have oiled my hair prior to this and moisturized it, but it feels like I never did all of those. That's the kind of hair I have. This is your cue to start making your own hair. It's not easy, but you can do it.
What usually keeps me company when I'm braiding my hair is to watch a movie or watch music videos. But on this day, I decided not to do any of that because I felt like I had very limited time to make my hair, as the next day I was going to the lab and I needed to complete this hair before the following morning so that I would be able to prepare enough and go to the lab to do my experiments because I'm still a student, of course. So I need to serve, I need to do what I have to do. So on this day I decided not to watch a movie at all or even watch music videos. So it was so boring and quiet the whole time. And I mean, this is not how fast I am. Yeah, this is a sped up version. I wish I was this fast.
I need to learn to be faster than this because I'm very slow. Makes me spend so much time on my hair. When you learn how to make your hair, just start. You can just get your friend, grab your friend, put her down, and you just say, hey, it's okay, since it's free, it doesn't have to be nice. But you get there. You better start now. Don't wait long because you have no time to waste.
At this point, I was almost halfway through with the hair, but I was very tired, even though I hadn't done half of the hair. And the only thing that kept me going is the fact that I cannot afford to be walking around looking like this with half afro and half braids, so I needed to complete the hair. And even though I could have called for help, I feel like if I call anyone right now, it would be calling them off of anything that they are doing. They may have busy schedules and everything. So yeah, girl, you have to do it. Yeah, and back again to the back. The line is crooked. I'm seeing it now, but I think I made it straight along the line. Oh my god, this is the beauty of you making your own hair. I mean, I couldn't really get perfect lines, but I think I did well. I did marvelously well, and I'm proud of it. I'm so proud because this is how far I've come. If you had seen anything that I did before, you wouldn't even want me to get close to your hair. But now I make people's hair too because I am good with making other people's hair more than I am able to make mine. Anyways, I would like to do a tutorial on how to start cornrows as a beginner. So if you would want that, kindly let me know so I can start doing that. Because when I was starting, I did not really have every tip in my head, but with time I've developed a lot of techniques.
It's always this part. It takes so long. I want to tell you a story on how I started making my own hair and how it all began. So during the COVID period, I came home from school because all schools in Ghana were closed at a point. And staying home got boring, even though I like to be indoors, but staying home the whole time got really boring. So my sister, who was then in junior high school, and she had like very short hair, like a boy's hair. And I told her, can I use her hair to, I asked her, can I use her hair to make, I don't know. So my sister's hair was short, like a boy's hair, but I asked to use that for practice. And because she wanted to braid her hair, she accepted. And on my first try, it did not work. So the next day I did it again. It still did not work. And because I was trying with cornrows, and then whenever I braid them, the moment I leave it, they all roll back. So it wasn't working. And so finally, on the third day, I was able to make something out of it. And I was so proud of myself. So I started making people's hair for free. Of course, that's how you practice, because you cannot just go to someone's house and tell them, oh, you want to make their hair for them. You don't really know how to make their hair, but you're going to charge them. No, it should be free so that people will be willing to allow you to use their hair. Otherwise, you can as well buy a doll, these dolls with hair, and you can practice with it. But practicing on hair one day is like perfect. So I started making free hair for people, and then they were liking it and everything. So I'm like, okay. So after like about months of making people's hair, it wasn't very consistent, but any opportunity I had, I used to make people's hair. I decided to try my own hair with cornrows. So I did. It did not work. It was very difficult. I couldn't even braid the center of my head because I had to put my hand up like this. It was so difficult. And then just one day, it all made sense. Like it worked. It worked. It wasn't perfect, but it worked. And I kept on doing it, practicing with my own hair, because of course it's my own hair. Nobody will get to me if I use it. So I kept on practicing with my own hair until I was perfect. And I graduated to adding extensions to my hair to make actual braids. Because you move from one step to the other, you cannot just move from cornrows straight up to adding extension. It will take a while. But if you have patience, you'll be able to do it. So this is your cue. This is your cue really to start making your own hair. Because I remember when I was in junior high school, teachers, we were learning, sewing, and we had to fix buttons of shirts. At that moment, I had traveled to my grandma's. So when I came back, we had already learned it, and I couldn't fix a button, and I felt so disappointed in myself. So I told myself very genuinely voice, I'm like, okay, this means my hands can never do anything at all. Anything that has to do with hands, I can never do it. So every time I was focused on books, because I had already told myself that I can never do anything with my hands. Being it sewing, braiding, like any skill that has to do with my hands. I told myself that, and it was a bad thing to say, but I was young. So until my university days, that's when I realized I shouldn't have told myself that. I should encourage myself and not demean myself. And here I am. Yeah. Here I am. So to you, who wants to start braiding? Today is the day. Remove those cornrows on your hair. Try. Go to that neighbor of yours. Ask her that you want to make your hair for her. You'll be able to do it. Just have the inspiration that you can. And you will. Okay? It doesn't get better overnight, but it does get better in the end. Keep trying, never give up. I'm almost giving up. I'm tired. I'm very tired, but I signed up for this, so I'll finish. So far, this is how far I've come, and this extension is finished. So I plan to join and complete the hair with this one. So this is going to take care of this part. I have an extra one too, and I hope both of them are enough. Now I want to take a break. I'm tired. We are almost there. Yay! Almost there.
At this point, the hair was looking pretty good. It was making sense. It was resonating with me. And I knew, girl, you're doing it. So let's finish. But from here, I took several breaks. I was so exhausted and my hands kept on being in the sky because in the center of your head, girl, you can't. It's difficult, but yeah, with time, I don't know, it never gets better because you always be tired, but you'll be able to do it. The hair is making sense.
So for this extension, because it is straight, I have the curly ones that I fit into the end. Just so that the base looks like the very first one. So this is the curly one, so I put this into it. Finally, I'm done, guys. How do you see it? Please raise the outcome. It has taken me a great deal of time. But I believe I have some finishing touches to add, which I will do soon. But how do you see the outcome?
Y'all could see that I did not cut the fly outs of my hair because it is something that I'm still learning. I sometimes end up cutting my own hair or like cutting in between the braids, so I decided to stop and use the hair as it is. So thank you so much. Let me know how I did in the comments and wait for Tokyo videos because this hair was made for a reason. See you in the next video. Bye.